I guess, what are some common mistakes people make with their resume?
The most common mistake that they make is they don't make it about their accomplishments. It's almost like, let's say right now I'm working as an accounting manager, right? And I want to apply for the job role of like the next step up, director, who knows, right? And then I have to write a resume and write the experiences section of the job that I do now. Well, it should be accomplishments based, and you read this generic, I'm sure you've come across this advice all the time when you were trying to figure it out, these hacks. But when I actually read actual resumes from people who said, oh, I think my resume is already good, and then I was like, well, let me take a look, right? Because if you're struggling in your job search, I actually have to look at your resume and see what is the issue.
This episode is brought to you by the best AI software online called Goody. That's Goody. Goody will help you create all content for your blogs, websites, newsletters, articles, ads, and even pictures, LinkedIn posts, Twitter, you name it. All you got to do is go to lopezlassine.com/Goody. That's Goody. And the best part about Goody is absolutely free. That's right. It's free for the first 7 days. You can cancel at any time. Goody will help you create all your contents for your blogs and websites online. And it's 100% absolutely free, full access for the first 7 days. All you got to do, just go to my website. That's lopezlassine.com/Goody. That's Goody. Or just click the link in the show notes and get started today. Welcome to another episode of the Online Marketing Secrets Podcast. I'm your host, Lopez. So like and share this episode. And P.S. by the way, I would appreciate it if you would leave me a 5-star review in iTunes or anywhere where you listen to the show. And if you want to ask me any questions, any concerns, anybody you would like me to bring on, the easiest way to connect with me is to send me an email at support@kingofcashflowwebsites.com or just click the link below. So with that being said, today I have another special guest for you. My guest today is Annie Margarita Yang. She specializes in helping people find jobs in these tough economic times that we have today. She's an award-winning, best-selling author of a brand new book called The 5-Day Job Search, which helps young professionals get out of student loan debt while finding their ideal job. She also has a YouTube channel with over 1 million views. And her advice that she gives out on her channel it's time tested and has been proven to work in these hard economic times. So my special guest is Annie Margarita Yang. Welcome to the show. So where are you from?
Lopez, I'm from Boston, Massachusetts. How are you?
Oh, nice. Yeah, I haven't been up there. I keep hearing a lot of stuff about that area. So
where are you based?
I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina.
I've been where you are.
Oh, nice. Yeah, a lot of people like it here.
I do like it there. There's a lot of single-family homes, and it's actually much more affordable than Boston.
Oh yeah, I believe that. Yeah, I believe that. It's very expensive up there. Yeah. So well, what made you want to help people find jobs?
Well, what I see happening is there's a lot of layoffs happening in today's economy. And I read that the average job seeker takes 6 months to land a new job, but I'm someone who was able to land a new job in less than a week, 3 times in a row. So I see there's this problem that people are struggling with, and it's a problem that I can solve. So that's why I wrote the 5-day job search. And right now what I'm doing is, while I do have work, like full-time work in accounting, what I do on the side and every single day, what I do is I post on YouTube tips, strategies that people can use to basically speed up their job search and land multiple offers in today's economy.
Yeah, yes, because I that's one of the main reasons why I wanted to bring you on, because I kind of had to hack the job search myself in the past, and I figured it out on my own. No one really told me. I've tried all the stuff that people say, the people online, the HR person would say. And when I saw your YouTube channel, I was like, oh yeah, she'd be a good guest to bring on. So a lot of stuff you were saying I could relate to, because there's a lot of stuff online that it's a lot of fluff. People say stuff, and for most people it doesn't work.
That's right.
Yeah. So there's one thing to know that I saw my own problem and everything, and I've kind of hacked the job search process, whatever. But how did you know you could help other people do the same thing?
Because you can't help other people or teach them how to do something unless you've done it yourself. It's like, hey, I don't know how to swim, but let me teach you how to swim. Let me teach you how to make money, but I don't know how to make money. It doesn't work, right? So since I have experience in personally branding myself and building up an online reputation to the point where I get opportunities coming in without me even proactively looking for them, I was like, okay, if I've been able to do it myself, maybe there's something I'm doing right that I can teach and replicate in someone else. So that's why I wrote the book, The 5-Day Job Search. And then after that, I started coaching people. I was like, well, if the advice works, it should work for pretty much anybody, so long as they follow the same steps, right? If you follow the system and process, you should get the same result. It shouldn't be just because I'm special or talented. I really think it's because you have to have the right mindset and you take the right action, and that should be it. So when I started coaching people one-on-one, I started writing down everything that they were struggling with, the things that came out of their mouth. I had one person ask me, he's like, so what certifications do I need to stand out? I was like, you're already asking the wrong question. It's more about what do you want to do with your life? If you know that, and you know how to spin your answers like someone on TV would know how to spin their media answers, then you can land the job. So some people, they have a lot of blind spots that they don't know they have. So I started writing down everything that they were struggling with. And then so now when I'm on YouTube and someone's asking a question, I'm like, I know exactly what your problem is and how to solve it. Yeah. Because the people that I helped, they got job offers in 2 weeks. So clearly it works,
Yeah. That's a wonderful thing, because I think when it comes to a lot of job search, I would say most people, especially when we're, just graduating college and everything, we just don't know. We just don't know how to go about finding these jobs. Yeah, in the college they might say, hey, this is what your resume should look like and everything. Or
a lot of that's outdated.
Yeah, exactly. You have to keep up with times, and things change, and there's different age group of people that come into HR in these big companies. They see things different versus somebody 20 years ago. And, a lot of us just don't know. And some of us, we have to figure out, on our own, and sometimes some people never figure it out. So someone that's just, for example, someone that's just getting out of college, maybe they maybe they graduated and maybe have an accountant degree, right?
Mhm.
And what do you say to them when they say, "Hey, I'm trying to get a degree. I'm trying to get a job based on what I graduated for, but I'm struggling. I don't know how. It's just not working out. How do you get them started?"
The first thing I would get them to do is to really think about what they want to do for their career long term. So like accounting is very broad, right? It can span all industries, and there's a lot of different titles in accounting. And if you're just coming out, you need an entry-level accounting job. So first of all, think about where you want to go, where you want to be 20 years from now, and we're going to work backwards from there. So what you do is you go on LinkedIn and you look at people already in the field. You can do the filter for people who have the current job title that you eventually want, right? So let's say you eventually want to be CFO. You can type CFO into the search bar, look at everyone who's already a CFO, and then look at their background, their past history, and write down all the job titles they had along the way before they became CFO. So if you do this for like 20 different people, then you'll have a very good idea in general the kind of job titles people had along the way to becoming CFO. So then with this research, you have to figure out what's the job title you need to apply to for entry-level accounting. It could be, the title could be Staff Accountant 1. And then after that, it would be Staff Accountant 2. Then after that would be Senior Staff Accountant, right? Like there's titles along the way. You have to know exactly what the right title is for you, where you are in your life and your skills and experience. That is just a little stretch, right? Like I don't want people to apply for jobs that they've already done before. Somebody came to me and told me she's a technician in something, I don't remember, a technician. And she told me, I'm applying to technician jobs, but it feels so basic. It's like more of what I've already done before. I was like, yeah, because you're applying for the same title that you already have. You shouldn't expect anything different. You should really be applying for the next step up. Just like what I said, Staff Accountant 1, Staff Accountant 2, Senior Staff Accountant. You're climbing up this ladder, and no one ever tells you how to figure out what the rungs of the ladder are. So this is how you do it. This is how you figure out exactly what the title is.
Yeah, those are some good points. These are the things that I wish I knew when I first got out of college, because I did not know, and there was nobody around for me to talk to. And I figured out that I wasn't the only person that's like that. This is part of the reason. Yeah, this is part of the reason why a lot of people take jobs until they can, hopefully get the job that they really want. And in most cases, it never happens. So when did you decide to start a YouTube channel and come online and start doing videos? What made you want to do that?
I think I started back in 2018. I had always wanted to start one. It was 4 years in the making of me telling my husband, I want to start a YouTube channel. But then I never did it because I was scared. People might say, oh, you look ugly, or you're stupid. I'm just so scared of those hate comments.
Yeah.
So I just never had the courage to just turn on my iPhone and record. Until one day my husband, so I already loved personal finance back then. That's the kind of videos I wanted to talk about. One day my husband saw this video that was trending on his homepage by some really hot beauty YouTuber. Okay. She mainly talks about beauty and makeup and shopping. But in this particular video, she was talking about how she owed $100,000 in student loan debt, and how she's so stupid with money, she doesn't know how to pay it off, and how she asked her friends, and her friends said, oh, go to this financial advisor. And then the financial advisor gave her stupid advice to consolidate her student loan debt. And then she's like, well, I guess since I consolidated it, it must be paid off, right? I was like, no. Just because you consolidate your loan doesn't mean it's paid off. You still have to live below your means and use the difference between your income and your expenses to throw it at your debt, right? But she didn't seem to understand that, right? But then in the next video, so this became a series of hers. Then in the next video, she was talking about how she earned $10,000 to $11,000 a month. Okay, That was her income. She earned 10 to 11,000 a month. And then she also showed her expenses. She spent 1,000 a month on makeup, 1,000 a month on airfare.
Lord.
It was like 4,000 a month on her apartment by herself. Okay. So she just had like these ridiculous expenses. And then she's like, well, I guess this is all I have left. I only have 1,000 left at the end of the month. I'm like, yeah, you know, if you can live on 2,000 a month, then you can pay off your student loan debt in a year and a half. But she wasn't doing that. But the comments were just like, oh my gosh, we pity you so much. You owe so much debt. Oh, it really sucks to be you. And you know, and like, oh, you're so hot. I wish I could watch you some more. That kind of stuff, like really stupid comments. And I was like, people deserve better than this. People are looking up to her as a role model for financial advice, and I was like, this is so stupid. She doesn't deserve to have a platform to talk about money. So that's why I started my YouTube channel, because I think people deserve to have advice that works.
That's good. You know, this watching someone like that would be like, it could go either way. That could make you not want to start a channel, or it could make you want to start a channel. But the crazy thing is, I consolidated my student loan years ago too, and that was a mistake.
Yeah.
I did the same thing, and I'm like, and I realized even if I didn't consolidate my loan, I still wasn't saving anything.
You weren't. No, the only thing you did was you changed the interest rate on it. But you still have to earn more money, live on less, and pay off the loan with what you have left, right? Yeah,
because there was a lot of these consolidation companies popping up everywhere. And they would say, hey, we can help you save money on this and save money on that. And I saw a commercial, and I just, I think I picked up the phone and called this company, and they said, we can help you save this and save that. Just come down here to our location, and we'll sit down and talk about it, and bring your student loan, whichever financial institution has it or whatever. So I went down there, listened to what they had to say, and I did the deal. But after a couple of months, I said, I'm not really saving anything.
Oh, you're not.
You know? So yeah, you know, it's just a lot of people are just saying anything out here today. It's a lot of stuff is not really what they make it out to be. So what made you want to write a book? Because, you know, that's a lot of work. I have 3 of them, so I know that's a lot of work.
Well, it's really complicated. I can hear voices in my head. So some people might think I'm listening to the voice of Satan. I think I'm listening to the voice of God, because like, they're nice things. I hear things that are good, right? I hear things about what I should be doing next for my career. It's really these intuitive messages. And what I heard was, you have to write this book. This book is going to be the thing that really elevates your career, and it's going to help people who really need it, especially at this time. So that's why I wrote the book.
Okay. And where can the book be found?
You can buy it on AnnieYangFinancial.com. You can buy it directly from me. The audiobook is available for free, actually, on AnnieYangFinancial.com. But for anyone who actually wants to buy a hard copy, then I guess the easiest place is Amazon.
And the name of the book is called The 5-Day Job Search.
That's right.
Yeah. So, you know, you have the channel, you have the book, you help people find jobs. What are some common mistakes people make with their resume?
The most common mistake that they make is they don't make it about their accomplishments. It's almost like, let's say right now I'm working as an accounting manager, right? And I want to apply for the job role of the next step up, director, who knows, right? And then I have to write a resume and write the experiences section of the job that I do now. Well, it should be accomplishments based, and you read this generic, I'm sure you've come across this advice all the time when you were trying to figure it out, these hacks. But when I actually read actual resumes from people who said, oh, I think my resume is already good. And then I was like, well, let me take a look, right? Because if you're struggling in your job search, I actually have to look at your resume and see what is the issue. It could be your resume, it could be your LinkedIn, it could be your interview skills, who knows? But let's start with your resume. And I'll look at the resume and it looks like a rehash of the job listing that they applied to, that they ended up working. So like it would be, since I'm working as an accounting manager, it looks like a repeat of the job listing that I applied to for the job I'm in now, right? And it just like all meshes in, and people can't tell the difference between you as a candidate, like the quality of your work versus someone else. Because especially accounting, can you imagine? All accountants do the same thing.
Yeah.
We all do the same thing. So if someone else had an accounting resume and compared it to yours, like for example, then it's almost like, well, you both do the same thing. Which one's better?
Yeah.
And the way to stand out is the accomplishment. Think about the things that you did beyond your job duties. So like people can already infer what you already did at your job based on the title, right? It's very, very obvious what an accounting manager does or what a staff accountant does. They can already infer what your routine duties are based on the title. It's about what you did beyond what you were asked for, like beyond the minimum, beyond the expectation, beyond the responsibilities that were placed on you. Like, did you do extra things, projects on top of that? And those are the things to put in your resume.
Yeah. And I heard, a lot of people make the argument and say, hey, what if I don't have any experience, but I got the education? Which do I put first? Or if I don't have any experience, I mean, people, try to make that argument all the time. What do you think when people say that?
Well, if you don't have any experience, that's because you're entry level. You just finished school.
Yeah.
So if you just finished school, then more of your resume would just be your education, like the list of the courses that you took, your GPA, right? Later on in your career, education just becomes one line at the bottom of your resume. But when you just start out, the education is more at the top, right? And then you also might put internships that you did or volunteer experience. So it doesn't have to be paid work experience that you did. It could just be like 2-month projects that you did that you could put on your resume to put for the experiences section.
Yeah, I agree. So what's been your experience with some of these job sites like Glassdoor and this is before LinkedIn. LinkedIn is good, but Glassdoor, there's a bunch of them. The Yahoo has one. What's been your experiences, or what type of responses, I should say, have you gotten with these sites, or maybe some of your students? What type of responses have they gotten with these sites?
I stuck mainly to Indeed and ZipRecruiter simply because the site was easier to use. But what I have found is you should apply to anything and everything that is for the title that you want. So if it has the title you want and it's in the right industry, you click apply. It doesn't really matter what the job board platform is. Just get on there, register, and apply. That's really all it is. It's not necessarily the platform, because some of the same companies will put the same job on Indeed and then also put the same job on ZipRecruiter. So it's hard to tell, right? It's like these companies, they can use any job board site. So might as well hit them all up, unless you're looking for something very specific. Like for example, I was helping somebody who works in IT. He's an Oracle database administrator. So there are tech specific job board sites. So dice.com is one of them. So he focused his search mainly on dice.com because when you type in Oracle database administrator into the search on that site, it came up with 937 openings. So I was like, this is already a lot. Just apply to all of them on this site. So it depends. If you have something really specific for your industry, maybe there's an industry specific job board.
Yeah. And one mistake I hear about it today that a lot of people make, and I made the same mistake too, is I think a lot of people get too focused on just one company, right? We think, hey, if I just focus on this one company, and everything will work out. But that's a mistake.
Yeah.
Because
You got it.
yeah, because what I've learned is, after y'all done put all this time and energy in this company, and I'm waiting around, and maybe something will happen, maybe not. I don't know. But what I started doing, and this is how I hacked, kind of hacked the job search. I started applying for hundreds.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. That's the way.
100. And when I did that, that's when I started getting phone calls. But a lot of us, we make the mistake. We'll apply for like 3 or 4 in 1 week. I said, no, that's not enough.
That's not enough. Yeah, you got it. You hacked it already.
Yeah, and then but the thing is, I learned this from a guy that owned a publishing company at the time, and he sold books mainly, and he taught me how to promote myself and how to find these jobs and how to package myself and how to get my resume together, but that took 7 years. It took a long time, but I guess better late than never,
Yeah, at least you learned it.
Yeah, so that's like one of the biggest mistakes that people make. And I saw your video and you talked about that. Yeah. So that's one of the
people think applying to 3 jobs is a lot.
Yeah, you have to especially in this day and time, because you got the they got the software, the filters, and sometimes you don't even know if a human actually sees your resume. You really don't know, So if people wanted to work with you and reach out with you online, where would they go to?
The best place is by going to AnnieYangFinancial.com. That's ANNIEYANG financial.com. The 5-day job search audiobook is free. If you just go to the website, on the top, click audiobook, and then you put in your name, your email address, and then you can download the book. There
you have it. Like, share this episode. Tell me what you think below. Until next time, we are out. Peace. I'm just keeping it, I'm just keeping it, I'm just keeping it real. Give them something, give them something, give them something, if they tired of being stressed out and been depressed about it,